Donald Trump and the Republican Party espouse virtues of common sense politics.
What the world has witnessed in the past 72 hours is nothing less than a revolution of common sense.
But what does common sense actually mean? And what happens when common sense is primarily guiding our actions as a country? There was a golden age of what Jeffrey Friedman calls epistemic unity in the United States, where media organizations and political elite universally deferred to the experts in major matters. And those experts, for the most part, were liberal. Friedman argues that the post-truth era was ushered in when the FCC repealed the Fairness Doctrine in 1987, which had required broadcasters to present opposing viewpoints. Perhaps the most emblematic figure of this era was Rush Limbaugh, who began pointing out the failures of a largely liberal media establishment. This set in motion the kind of discourse that ultimately led to the common sensism we now see from the White House, where reality is not taken on the opinion of experts, but as whatever seems self-evidently true to those in power. Right-leaning critiques of expert bias are actually pretty well grounded, but the failure to recognize that a common sense interpretation of the world might be even more subject to this bias means we're now making decisions based on intuitions about reality that are less and less filtered by the structures, academia, science, reason, put in place to reduce these natural distortions. When dissent is disincentivized or punished, errors embedded in common sense intuitions grow further from reality. And when a single decision maker is at the helm, we inherit both the strengths and dangers of one interpretive frame. That's what democracy is meant to buffer against, and its erosion historically has had dramatic and existential consequences, even for the most loyal followers.